Maria Edelman was an African-American lawyer in the mid-1900s dedicated to the betterment of her community and the United States as a whole. She worked on several different fronts to help develop greater and more well-funded programs for child development. When President Richard Nixon vetoed the Head Start legislation in 1973, it was the catalyst that led to Marian Edelman's greater fight for these programs. In response to this action by President Nixon, Edelman established the Children's Defense Fund. The Children Defense Fund's goal was to create better programs in the public education system. Their program had several different chapters out of Washington, D.C. and around the country. Social workers and policy advocacy can learn from Edelman's example of persistence. It is important to recognize that not all work in social work, particularly at legislative levels, will occur quickly and in rapid succession. Oftentimes, the victories social workers seek out happen much slower, but there must be intentional and constant action occurring to ensure that the legislation and policies we advocate for are achieved. George Wiley also set a critical example for social workers to learn from. Wiley was a member of the NAACP and an organizer of the Syracuse chapter of the Congress of Racial Equality. Eventually, he resigned from the organization for personal and political reasons and began to work in welfare poverty. He led marches and organized with the Citizens Crusade Against Poverty. His work sparked movements in many other cities and eventually led to the development of the National Welfare Rights Organization. Later, he became the leader of the organization. His work resulted in wide expansions of welfare for those in poverty. He went to the Supreme Court several times during his time with this organization, sometimes resulting in victory and sometimes resulting in loss. Overall, the movement he helped to create was incredibly influential. Wiley's work was unique because it included the involvement of the clients he was serving. Many of the marches and events that he organized were done with those in poverty. Wiley shows us that by including the targeted demographic in policy advocacy, we have a better chance of empowering them to create change. The NWRO encouraged clients to seek out change and demand the services that they needed to survive. By including clients in the change process, social workers allow their clients to feel empowered and capable of making change in their own lives.